Shalom, family, and welcome to Live Light Well into All Truth. May the Ruach HaKodesh guide you into all truth and show you things to come in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Family, I just wanted you to see this video to get an understanding of why some of our people need to have white people tell them the truth before they'll believe it. And most of all, family, a lot of the Egyptians were taken captive and mixed in within among our people. So if you are encountering your own people based on skin and you're not getting through to them, it's because they're not necessarily Israel, but maybe Kemet instead. But take a listen to this and I'll just do a little analysis. I know many of you have already seen this video, but I just want to talk about it again because I haven't really seen anyone truly analyze it. And so I'm sounding the trumpet. I'm blowing the trumpet in Zion. This is just going to be really short, family. Now, I'm not trying to judge this woman's heart. I'm praying her intentions are good. But there are some red flags in here that we need to be conscious and aware of. Remember, family, we are not Black Lives Matter. We are a light to the world. X over. We are the African diaspora, not Black Lives Matter. The Resh, the head, which is valued at 200. And 200 times 200 is 400. We are the sign of the times. The eclipses 400 years ago announced our slavery and are now announcing the end of our captivity. Enjoy.
What do you think we need to do?
We need to stop believing the myth. In this country, what we call education is actually indoctrination. And it takes us from the ages of 5 to the age of 18 to thoroughly indoctrinate people so that they will believe in the myth of white superiority. And it is a myth.
Right.
Now, you can't do that while you're teaching that Columbus discovered America.
Right.
There were black people on this continent 4,000 years before Columbus was born.
Right.
We teach black history in the schools as if it started with slavery. I'm not a white woman. I'm a faded black person. My people move far from the equator. And that's the only reason my skin is lighter. That's all any white person is. Because we our great, hey.
Because there's no such thing as race. No, there's no such thing as race.
There's one race. There's one race, the human race.
Such thing as race. No, there's no such thing as race.
There's one race. There's one race, the human race. And then y'all came from the same black women 300,000 to 500,000 years ago.
So there's no such thing as race now. And it's true. The race was about the race for Africa and the race to enslave the children of Israel to the four corners. But there's no discussion here of the seed. And notice how she's at the center of things, educating everybody. And I don't. And she's reaching out to our people. So, Yah bless her. However, there is only a human race, and then there are others who hate our people. So, but we know that Yah is the one who's going to sort that out. But here is how they're trying to steal the understanding that there is a seed of promise who are set apart.
The human race began with black women. My cousins, and you are all my cousins. Make no mistake about this. We are all 30th to 50th cousins because we all have the same black great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother back there 300,000 to 500,000 years ago. So get over the idea that you are white.
We gotta do better. Ain't no damn construction. Gotta do better. Ain't no damn construction around here. I see. Ain't no damn construction.
Now notice how she's saying that everyone came from one woman. Because when the angels came down, their seed mixed with the seed of the woman, and the seed of the enemy will it be at enmity with the seed of the woman, who is Adam and Eve's seed. And so that's what she's talking about. But she's not talking about the fact that we're all from one family. And it's true for the sons of Japheth, the children of Japheth and the children of Ham, all came from Noah. That's the human race. But what she's doing here is she's denying that there is a fallen seed that mixed with women, but at the same time she's showing it, mixing truth with a lie. And the sons of the Most High saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. So here's the scripture. So, and clearly the most glaring thing is that she is not teaching that there is a difference between the seed of Israel and the seed of Ham, or the seed of Shem and the seed of Japheth. Okay? And so that's what she's trying to exclude here. And again, this is, again, white women educating to passively, aggressively forward this white agenda. Not necessarily white supremacy, but now white equality. White equality, but you're not deemed to rule. All of us will.
There's one race.
Yeah. The human race.
The human race.
One race.
Now, will every person in this group who's biracial please stand?
Biracial.
Oh, I told you there's only one race.
Damn it, you got me.
And you too. How dare you? Didn't you listen to anything I said?
We were listening. It just takes a minute, Jane.
Let me ask you this. How long do you think the idea of race has been around?
Since the beginning of the time?
That's just what I thought you were going to say. And you are just as wrong as you can be.
I was going to say since around the 1400s.
Right. It started with
The Spanish
the Spanish Inquisition. Before that, race was not
Spanish
a problem, but they found out that they were killing people who were of their religious belief, but they couldn't tell what their religion was by looking at them. So they had to find another way to identify those they were going to kill, so they set upon skin color.
Now she's making up a whole story that they couldn't, there was religious persecution, but now they needed to persecute and enslave a specific set of people. So they just said, well, let's just enslave all black people. And of course, she's completely denying the diaspora's true ancestry as Israel, which is why they were persecuted. Because at the same time, the black Arabs were coming up, who were mixed in with Esau and with the Gentile nations. And so she is, again, teaching a different history, teaching the Gentile history, acting as a teaching mother. And these women are allowing it.
Since the beginning of the time?
That's just what I thought you were going to say. And you are just as wrong as you can be.
I was going to say since around the 1400s.
Right. It started with
The Spanish
the Spanish Inquisition. Before that, race was not
Spanish
a problem, but they found out that they were killing people who were of their religious belief, but they couldn't tell what their religion was by looking at them. So they had to find another way to identify those they were going to kill, so they set upon skin color.
Notice how Jada doesn't know, but her mother does. And immediately, this Jane woman steals the thunder from Jada's mother, who's already answering the Spanish Inquisition in 1400s. She jumps on it because they still want to be the educators. They still want to be the one to tell you who you are. And then she says that race is just based on them wanting to identify who they would enslave based on race. Well, we know that race is really about the scramble for Africa, the race for Africa, and the race to enslave the children of Israel, the African diaspora. And of course, the Hamites got mixed in the process because the two of them had been allying against Japheth and the north many times, so they got mixed into the bundle. But it was about the race to enslave the children of Israel, not about skin color.
We have also been indoctrinated with the myth of white superiority. We've got pictures of the baby Jesus who looks like the little Pillsbury Doughboy. He didn't look like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
That's true.
And it says in the Bible that Jesus had kinky woolly hair and feet of bronze.
Yep.
Here's what you can do. You can educate yourself. The schools won't do it.
They won't.
They don't want you to know the truth.
Here's Jada Pinkett. She's just sitting there letting this woman tell her everything about herself, when her mother clearly already knows. And this woman is not at any point in time asking these women if they know this. Well, she did. She did ask about when racism really began, but then she overlapped and interrupted in the answer and is still teaching. We have been lying to you guys all this time. Well, how many of us already know that? She's not even giving credit for that. And I've got to say here that both Jada's daughter and her mom seem a little skeptical, although they're participating. Willow is kind of politely smiling along. But once again, it's the usurping of our history, teaching it as though we don't know. And it's true. Some people like Jada Pinkett, the wealthy, the rich, the famous, the people who have bought into the system just don't know. But she's not respecting the fact of where she's getting this knowledge from, where it's coming from, which is originally from our people, because there are so many of us who already know this.
They can't afford to have blacks know the truth. But what you have to realize is, within 30 years, white people will have become a numerical minority in the United States of America. Now, blacks and people of other color groups have got to stop playing defense and start playing offense.
So now she's telling the African diaspora to go on the offensive, to attack, which is not her role or her place. And this, of course, is exactly what Yah does not want us to do. So this is not the agenda for our people. However, this is a white liberal forum, and Jada Pinkett is in Hollywood. And so here we are with this agenda being pushed.
We gotta do better. Ain't no damn construction. Gotta do better. Ain't no damn construction around here. I see. Ain't no damn construction.
I think that part of what the responsibility that we as a black community need to take on is educating ourselves and preparing ourselves for what's to come.
Absolutely. You need to educate yourself and your children before they go to school.
Exactly.
And when they come home from school spouting this crap that they've learned in school, then you need to take them inside and say, here, look at this. Here's what really happened.
Right.
There's one race, the human race.
Built into this is this lie that black children should just go back into the regular school system and be educated, but that black people need to take out the time on their own to educate their children, as if that hasn't already been happening. And as if the African American community and black people all over the world haven't been trying to do that with a system that overworks and overstresses them so they can't relate these things or learn their own history. She's acting like this is a revelation. And again, she's the head leader of the movement. And, you know, I respect that there are white people like this and who are woken, but it's just like Malcolm X said, you have to be very on guard with the white liberal movement. And this is their opportunity to redeem themselves somehow, have the children of Yisrael mixed in with their children so they can educate them, but also glean off of the children of Yisrael, still the children of the transatlantic slave trade. And that's just not going to work anymore. That's not, again, it's still a blended situation. And she's not emphasizing this imbalance or this historical imbalance. She's introducing it like it's a revelation to her that she needs to teach to black people, instead of saying, here's all the people who've taught me this, and I already know this, that I learned this from. Because if I knew it on my own before and have been hiding it all this time, then I'm complicit. You know, if she didn't get it from us, if she knew it all this time, she's complicit. If she got it from us, she's got to give us credit, but she's not doing either one. She's standing out there once again as the leader, which is the typical position that white women want to take on. They want to be the teacher because you learn your spirituality, your mother tongue, your way of speaking and understanding from women. And so she's trying to mother. And look, the scripture prophetically says that Israel will suck at the breasts of the Gentiles. They'll dandle them on their laps and they'll be nursed by them. So, you know, hallelujah to that. And if her intentions are good, hallelujah to that. But I don't really know this woman and I don't like this approach. And so I think it's something that people have to really question. Once again, it's a start, a poor start, but it's a start of a conversation, just like the Louis Giglio thing. It's the start, but a poor start. And always you find yourself with this whole idea of mixing back into their established system with them leading. And that's not going to work. It's not going to happen. Yah's not going to allow it to happen.
We gotta do better. Ain't no damn construction. Gotta do better. Ain't no damn construction around here. I see. Ain't no damn construction.
This may also just be like a last-ditch attempt to kind of go with it and go with what is being taught by the children of Yisrael still trying to cling to the kingdom and hold on to the position of leadership, but it just might be a desperate attempt to kind of try to go with it and persuade others to go with it, and to persuade the diaspora that there are people who are on the side of the Gentiles, which of course is true. There's, all of us want, I actually want the Gentiles to be saved. I don't want them to go through what we went through, honestly, but I want the wicked to be judged, that's for sure. But I really, people would think that a lot of white people would say I'm really racist, but they don't get it. It's like, I really do want people to be saved. But this controlling the argument thing and all this kind of stuff all the time, or saying that they came up with the idea and all this sort of thing, is just more of the same, you know. It's like the youngest child trying to dominate the eldest son is literally what it is. It's Japheth trying to dominate Shem, and it's not right. So, but, you know, I do give the system the benefit of the doubt. They got to do what they can, and they got to save and catch as catch can right now. So, so it's completely understandable. It's just, again, it's the way that it's coming across, just not completely sincere and honest and transparent. So, but anyway, it is what it is. What these people have got to know is that it's time to pay the Pied Piper, who's going to take the children of Japheth across the sea. Children of Israel are going to sing the song of the 144,000 and Moshe, and take the children of Japheth who cling to them captive and take them into the sea, just like the Pied Piper professes. And so it's not going to be on their terms. It's not. It's not going to be on Black Lives Matter's terms, because what just happened? There are so many signs that are telling the truth about where we are for those of us who are paying attention. We are the African diaspora and not Black Lives Matter. We are the head and not the tail now. And we are going to be led of Mashiach and our own leaders. We are the door to the promised land. 400 years is over. The two become one. The 10 tribes here and Judah out of Africa. We are the mark, sign, monument of the covenant of the seal. We are the sign of the times. We had the eclipse over the Congo, all over West Africa in 1619, and now the eclipse over the Congo and Libya and Egypt and India and China on the solstice, new moon, and 4th month for 400. And all of these people who enslaved Israel, the eclipse went over. And now that captivity is going to be over. The sign was sent out to those nations, and they're going to be judged. They're already being judged with all the locusts. And so now is the time of the rising of the sun from the west, as the angels of Yah of the 400 years. Please like, subscribe, and share so that you get this information out to the new Hebrews. I'm trying to break it down into educational little bites for people who aren't really fully understanding what's going on. So feel free to download portions of this and use it. I might just put it up on my site. And remember, if you make a donation of $20 or more, you get the Into All Truth calendar and the Chaya Eat, Life, and Fast book. And so I pray that you will go to livelightwell.com or just donate at paypal.me/livelightwell. And I pray Yah blesses you and keeps you and causes his face to shine on you, and that he is gracious, lifts the light of his countenance, and gives you peace. Shalom.